Hello, gorgeous. Today I bring you a different kind of a story. I bring you Cinzia, who is the founder of Beyond Your Patterns, and she is a biomedical engineer turned well-being expert who combines hard science with ancient wisdom to help high performers sustain their energy without burning out. Um, Cinzia, welcome to Catching More Green Lights in Life podcast.
Thank you, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good and I'm very excited to have you as my guest and to delve into the amazing work that you do. And I'm so excited that I found you. And before we go, as usual, I want to tell to
Sure.
the audience how we met.
Yes,
So,
it was
so
really fascinating. Go.
Yeah, so the guys, it's amazing. This is how I'm catching everyday green lights in life. So I was on LinkedIn last year, and one of my very good friends from Romania, Adi, hi Adi, he liked Cinzia's one of her Cinzia's posts on LinkedIn, and as usual, I liked the first sentence. When I like something, I stop scrolling and I start reading, and obviously I connected in a second with what Cinzia was posting there, and because she talks so passionately about the patterns and she's trying to help so many people, so I decided to follow her, and I've been following her for many months now. We also had back and forth a few messages.
Mhm.
I
Thank
was surprised that she came back to me in a private message to tell me thank you for following me, and I was like, what? This never happened before. People in general are kind of scared that I'm following them, and there it go, it was Cinzia thanking me for that. I was so grateful. So I had to invite Cinzia on the show because she is another amazing woman wearing so many hats. So Cinzia, thank you so much again for joining. And let's go back to your amazing journey and how come you just left your profession, a biomedical engineer, to do what you do today.
Okay, I don't know where to start because my journey is really long. And as you said, I have really multiple hats because I am, let's say, yeah, I am a biomedical engineer, but I graduated in 2009 and then the master degrees in 2011. And I just work like two years as a biomedical engineer, and then my life changed completely. So let's say, yeah, I can start briefly saying that I graduated as a biomedical engineer. I always wanted to be an engineer in life, but mainly I wanted to. My main goal and my main mission in life was really to be at service to people. And at the beginning in my life, I was thinking, okay, let's be at the service to people inside hospitals. And then later on, I realized that in the Italian hospitals was not really the right environment for me to help people. And later on, I realized that my mission was more to help the soul of a person and to help more and more people that they are in transition in life. So this is why I shift many careers to end up finally in what I'm doing today. So what happened after biomedical engineering? Basically, it happened that I did like for 1 2 years a telecommunication engineer in Italy. My main gift in life is that, like my master, Chinese master, told me many years ago, is that I could do whatever I wanted. Since when I was a child, I said to myself, "Oh, I want to try different careers. Why not?" Because I'm a love, lifelong student. I love studying, I love researching, I love doing anything. So yeah, the first part of my life I did, I was an engineer. Then at the time I was with a boyfriend that at some point after 2 months told me, "Hey, why not? I'm going to do a PhD in Paris." would you come to with me? And I said, oh my God. And then I catch this green light. I said, okay, why not? But I was applying to a lot of jobs and I ended up in Strasbourg and not in Paris. So, and so our path, I call him like the bridge activator, that ex-boyfriend, because thanks to him, I ended up for 7 years in France working as a manager, program manager at the time. But during this time, I was always studying a lot of spirituality. I became a Reiki master. I was having fun reading the chart of people with Western astrology, with Chinese astrology. Since the moment, just to make it brief, where people told me, "Ma, why you don't make a living doing astrological reading for people?" And at the time when I was a manager, I said, come on, it's not possible. I mean, I cannot live just by doing readings." But yeah, I started to take it seriously, this challenge. First of all, the first, let's say, inspiration came in 2019, when I had a sort of, they call it Kundalini awakening, and it was an amazing experience for me. But still, in the time, I said, no, I can continue 1 year more or 2 years more to be a manager. But of course, the university didn't help me because I got my first burnout. And then after the burnout, I said, oh, I can resist a bit more, a bit more. And of course, was not working out at all because I was feeling really that I was receiving a lot of obstacles. And then I said, okay, now I really need to pay attention to all these signs from the universe because it's time. It's time to let go. It's time to let go my first part of career and do the transition. And so the transition started to happen, but of course, a lot of people are imagining that transition is like super fast. It's not really super fast because, of course, when I was in France and later on in the Netherlands, I was giving a lot of astrological readings to people, but a lot for free, and it was a very lot of fun. I became quite famous on the, I don't know if you know, BlaBlaCar app. BlaBlaCar is where you don't have a car and you are taking lift from other people that are going in the same direction as you. In France,
Oh,
yeah, in France is really a popular application. It's a really popular app. So instead of taking the train or taking the bus, you meet other people, you go in the same direction. And I met so many people all around Europe. I had a lot of fun. And while I was catching my car to go in the specific direction, my main passion was like observing people, reading people. My brain is really fast. I was in just by listening to people. I was interconnecting everything from their lives, and this is why I had a lot of fun. Also, when I was living in the Netherlands, they were inviting me to giving speech about astrology an astrological chart, a really basics one, until the moment that I said to myself, okay, it's moment to start. And of course, I resign more than 5 years ago, right now. Of course, it was a shock for everyone. I mean, I couldn't believe that I could do that. And I still remember that when I sent by post the resignation letter, they told me that they never received it. But I knew deep inside me that it was just a test of the universe if I was really ready to go towards that path. Um, and so I push myself. Of course, they try to stop me. Everyone's tried to stop me. I believe that if Adi is listening, will listen to this episode, will remember. But everyone tried to stop me. But I had my inner voice, the whisper. I
mm,
guess that it's the one that follow the whisper, the title of your book. I had that inner knowing, that whisper that said, "No, Cinzia, it's time that you start a new career," and I did. So I did. It was not easy because, of course. Along the journey as program manager, I was already preparing myself, so I did a lot of teachings. I took all the coaching certification in Amsterdam. I took all the tarot readings in France. I did so many things to get all the different certification
Mhm.
to really prove and support my knowledge. But of course, when you start to be for the first time an entrepreneur, everything is different. You need to adjust your lifestyle. You need to adjust everything because it was really weird for me at the beginning. The transition was not so easy, despite the fact that I was receiving all the messages from my spirit guides. It was tough because at the beginning you are fighting with your shadow, and I can say that just at the beginning, the first couple of months, the first more or less the first 6 months. I had a couple of panic attacks because you wake up in the morning, you say, okay, from where will come my salary? so, so you have no idea. But then I did a lot of channeling, of course, and I received a lot of messages from my guides that they told me, okay, the more you relax, the more everything will start to flow. And this is how I started. I started really to share my passion, and I need to say that I was lucky because I started to relax. And when I said stop to the job, unfortunately, it was like quite heavy period because they were just announcing that my father was going to die. So it was a lot of event. So I was just resigning. My father has just 2 months to live. It was a mess. It was like the worst transition ever. So the first things that I did, because I was doing a lot of, before when I was a manager, a lot of past life regression. And I had simply to remember everything that I was doing in my life as astrologer already and as a Buddhist. So I, first of all, I helped my father to transition to another life. And I took care of him a couple of months before he left the body. And then, just 2 months before he was dying, I received a beautiful gift from the universe because talking to people, one day a person told me, "Hey, there is an association in Italy that they would like to interview you." And said, "Okay, why not?" And just like me and you right now, I was just sharing my knowledge, my life, what happened to me. And I didn't know at the time, 5 years ago already, I didn't know at the time that they were sending the recording through Facebook, through Instagram. I had no idea. I just was open and with an open heart to share my story that could inspire everyone.
Mhm.
And that story, that recording on, especially on Facebook, got really viral in Italy. And
Wow.
the day, the night immediately, the same night after 2 hours after the live, they started to call me a lot of people, and I had so many clients for a free, from 3 to 6 months in a row. It was like crazy because
Wow.
my father was dying. I was back to Italy, and at the same time I just did an interview, but that I knew that it was the sign to start, and it was like. Let's say the support from the universe that after a lot of suffering and supporting my dad, that was a gift from the universe, that was like a sort of push from the universe. And so for 6 months in a row, I had so many clients that I helped my mom with the funeral of my dad. In the same time, I started to help a lot of clients, and my career started like that immediately. Phew. It was like crazy. And of course, later on, I started to open, there was so much requests all over Italy that I started to open a YouTube channel and I started to share my knowledge to everyone. And now my YouTube channel in Italian, especially, is growing super fast because part of my purpose is to help a lot of Italian people. And since July of last year, I'm helping more and more women also all around Europe. So this is how I end up and I did the shift in my life, one of the several shifts, because I believe that the first shift for me was transitioning from biomedical engineer to just being a manager, and the second shift was moving to France because it was like another culture completely. And the third shift was basically moving, being 100% astrologer, coach, and quantum healer that I am right now. But what I can share to anyone that they can listen to us, the main question that a lot of people are asking me is that, okay, but how can you recognize if it's your fear, if it's your soul, if it's your ego? Um, let's say, from my personal experience, when you are in front of a choice, let's say the choice that is keeping you comfortable and the choice that is keeping you calm is not the right choice because it's mainly most of the time it's about conditioning, it's about ego, it's about also a lot of self protection, it's about everything that is familiar. And so, what I learn from my experience, of course, I'm always speaking from my experience. What I'm
Mhm.
learning is that I learn to ask myself, okay, if this is this kind of fear trying to shrink in me or try to expand my soul. So, if you feel a sensation of expansion, 100% is the right choice that you need to go through. So that's how I usually identify, and there are maybe let's say two kind of fears. The fear is that make you block, and the fear that is like I would say an open door that is opening through a new path. But of course, you need to catch the green light.
Yes, yeah, this is, I am, I realize I need a break.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
talk too much. I talk.
it's no, it's an overwhelming story. You are absolutely amazing and so inspirational, and the way you talk about your experience, and I felt the struggles in the beginning of your journeys and your father, and I'm so sorry. And I guess that made you so stronger and
Resilient,
wiser,
absolutely, yeah.
and that makes you also so generous that you want to share with the rest of us, so that you inspire us, like, guys, I made it, look at me. So
Yeah,
everyone can do it, right? That's why you do it, and it's amazing.
yeah.
um just listening to this story, which,
Mhm.
guys, it's the first time I hear Cinzia's story, and those are the best things when you listen to them live. I have so many questions, but
Go, go on.
we also need to be mindful of the time. But one question popped up into my mind: why did you call beyond your patterns? I mean, I understand why, but I want for the audience to understand why the name.
Yeah, because all of my journey so far, it has been going beyond my patterns, going beyond my family patterns, going beyond my emotional patterns, going beyond my limiting beliefs, patterns. And so this is why I said, okay, it was resonating too much for me that I said, okay, it's how I'm gonna call my company. And it's mainly that because what I'm doing in my work is helping the person holistically, the person that mainly women that are in transition in an holistic way. First, I take care of their soul, and I have a technique that is called quantum healing. Then I'm taking care of their energy pattern, and I do that through Chinese astrology that is really effective. And then I'm taking care also for Italian women that are here present or of their body, because I have a really powerful machine next to me that is a bioresonance machine that is really tracking your energy inside of your organs. Because of course, for example, if I can give you a simple example, if there is like a stagnation in your liver, usually the person is always frustrated, is always has a lot of anger. So it's not only the emotion and the mindset that we need to take care, but we need to take care also about our physical body. And most of the time, when you do a lot of detox on your liver, the person is more relaxed and less frustrated, less anger. And so this is why I take care of the soul, mind, and body of the client that are working with me. Yeah. And of course, there is
How
another
beautiful.
reason why there is
That sounds
another.
so nice.
Sorry for that. There is also another reason because I like a lot to play with words, and the word
Mm,
pattern is coming from the Latin word pater, which means father. And for me, the death of my
mm,
dad was an inspiration, and my dad was not able to achieve one of his dreams because before he was dying, he told me a lot of things. And so this is why I said, wow, it was really super resonating for me because it's going beyond your pattern. That for me also is going beyond your family pattern connected to my dad. And so everything interconnected basically. And then it was a click, and then I said, okay, that it will be the name of the company. Yeah.
wow. That's so that is so resonating with me. It's the patterns and your family patterns and how it happened for you. I just realized in the back of my mind, I went to the patterns of my family and the things that my parents haven't managed to achieve, although they had so many dreams on their own. And I realized I'm kind of, to some extent, I'm kind of living some of their dreams.
Mm. Yes, exactly. It can happen. For example, I can give you an example because I became what I found out. I did like more or less 5 years of research on my family tree. It took me 5 years to complete all the family tree, and I did that with a lot of research,
Mhm.
with a lot of talking with my dad before he was dying. He told me a lot of episode in his childhood, in his life. Talking with my mom, talking with my uncle, aunts, grandparents, and I complete almost my family tree for 5 years. And what I realized, for example, is that in the end, I realized why I became a biomedical engineer because when I did also a family constellation, which is another technique that I practice with a psychologist in Berlin, when I did this family constellation, I realized all of the sudden that I became a biomedical engineer because my mother's dream was always to become a nurse and working in hospitals. And so this is why I took one of our dream and I started to work in hospitals. But then I realized, but I don't really like working in hospitals, and then I changed. But absolutely, I believe that sometimes subconsciously we took the dream of our parents, and then later on during a midlife crisis we realized, okay, but that's not really me, and we started to remove
Mhm.
all the
Mhm.
parts that are
Yes,
not us,
yes,
basically.
yes. Yes, yes, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. And actually, for most of my life, I thought, no, I have nothing to do with what my parents wanted it. And then a few years ago, I realized, oh my God, I am living what my parents wanted it for themselves.
Exactly.
And they both wanted it to be independent, to be free. And I realized, oh my God, that's why I'm not in a relationship, because I am living that. So then I went on this self journey and self discovery. Am I? Not
Mhm.
who my parents wanted me to be, or who the teachers or the society. And yes, and I realized, okay, I have nothing to do with what my parents wanted it for themselves. Actually, I want a family.
Yeah.
I want many kids. I want to play with them. I want to have this easy life, also help others. And this is who I am. This is what I want. So it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing what you are saying. And the audience will take so much wisdom from you. And I hope they will also reach out to you to work with you. So tell us a little bit about how you work. So you said you work with mostly women, and how do you work with them? What is the workflow?
There are different way people, women, especially women, are approaching me. Sometimes women they are in transition and they just need a bit of guidance to understand better where they are. And the first way, the first it's not fast, but the first approach is like, okay, I'm gonna teach you where you are in your life and which step you can take without so much effort, and I'm gonna be your guide during this journey. And I do that first of all with Chinese astrology, because the Chinese astrology, it's a wonderful tool to really guide the person to understand better the basic energy patterns. And then according to the basic energy patterns, and according to the energy that there is right now in the sky, you can really understand where the person is moving towards. Or, for example, if the person is completely lost, I use a wonderful technique called quantum healing to really connect, go really deeper, deeper, and deeper, because sometimes a lot of women are contacting me, are telling me, I have done so much work with my psychologist. I have done so much work in the last 2 years about mindset coaching. But what they are missing is really the work that is really deeper, much more deeper, and that is the work connected to your subconscious. And this is the aim and the goal
Mm.
of quantum healing. And usually, if the person is willing to be open and be guided. Usually, I have a package, a program of 4 sessions. The first session is okay, let's understand your energy pattern. The second is let's understand your unconscious. The third is let's work on your nervous system. To stabilize yourself, your foundation, because if you don't have steady foundation, it's really difficult to build yourself, your new identity, also your new business. And of course, if you don't have a stable nervous system, also the money are not coming in a steady way. And then the last part is creating a sort of strategy and business plan for the person that she can follow in independent way. Because the aim for my business is that I'm gonna teach the person, the woman, I'm gonna teach her all the I'm gonna let's say I'm gonna give her all the tools to become independent, so that
Mm.
she will not be super dependent from me. That's the goal, and I'm doing that basically in 4 sessions, so that later on, usually also clients are coming back to me every 6 months, the same client, because to ask and work on other perspective on a specific issue. But the first, let's say, the foundation program is just for session, so that the person is like has all the tools to be independent. That's the key.
That's so cool. So you do that only face to face, or do you also do it online?
In Italy, okay, many people are coming face to face, but mainly, let's say 70% of my job is mainly online via Zoom. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So the people from different countries,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, wanna
Sometimes,
try,
yeah, yeah.
they can do it online.
Sometimes early in the morning. I help now women from Australia. Later in the evening, from US, and during the day Europe. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
That's cool.
everyone that resonate with me and my message, usually they are.
Of course, of course. This is how, when I started my therapy a long, long time ago in 2021, this is how I started it. We were doing it online, so I found someone in Romania and wanted to speak um my language, and yeah,
Of
it
course.
worked. Fantastic.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
works. Thank you so much for sharing this. And actually, we could we could actually, we talked about this before, we could actually give make uh, like a live experiment, right?
Yeah, yeah, sure, we
So
can do that.
so let's do that. So guys, so I met Cinzia just 2 days ago. We talked a little bit about how what should it be the angle we would like to share with you, and
Mhm.
then she said she amazingly said. When are you born, and let's do it live directly with you. So I shared my details when I was born, the location, the hour, and she shared whiteboard, existing whiteboard, and she shared with me a PDF,
Yeah.
and we are going to discuss right now live about me and how she can work with you as well. Let me find
Yeah,
the
we can have like 5-10 minutes demo on how is the first approach that is always understanding your energy pattern. Yeah.
exactly. So I am going to go from the beginning, share
Ah, yes.
my screen. Here we are again. Um, until I find a picture and I share might take a few seconds. I wanted to ask you, here we are. We don't have time. Uh, so here we are. This is me.
Are you able to make it bigger?
Yes, I'm going to zoom.
Ah, yes, brava. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well done.
Good?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. So just to make it simple, because
Yes.
I can talk for many hours about this chart. But this is the first picture that usually I show to client at the first session, in order for them to try to understand their energy and their five element. Every one of us, when we are born, we have like specific energy from the universe, and we are every one of us is made of five element. The five element are made of in Chinese. This is Chinese astrology that is really well connected to Chinese medicine. But just to quickly sum up, the fire represented the circulatory system and the intestine, the small intestine. The earth representing is represented by all the digestive system, so the stomach, pancreas, and spleen. The metal is representing the elimination system, so the colon, the lungs, and the skin. The water representing all the genitals, the bladder, and the kidney, which is the center. The kidney are the center of our vitality, body vitality. And the wood represent all connected to liver and gallbladder. Of course, all the five elements have specific positive emotion and negative emotion that slowly we can mention later on. The first things that it's really evident from this is called the pictogram. The first impression that you get from this pictogram that you have a lot of wood, you have a lot of you have a lot of metal. So
Yes.
in Chinese astrology, we call it like you have an exceptional birth chart where you can do a lot of things in the second part of your life. And you are in
I
the second
started
part
it.
of your life. Yes. And then you look at the self. The self represent your, let's say, main nature. And you have a lot of wood because you have 47% of wood. You have the polarity yin wood. Of course, it's not written here, but I check it from my table from China, my Chinese table, of course. But to make it simple, we decided to show just this pictogram. So you are a yin wood. What does it mean that? For the Chinese medicine, you represent like a flower. You represent the vegetation. Usually, the flower. If you think about a flower, if you think about a plant, they are really soft. They are really mild. They are really flexible. They are really a plant usually is really if you can but a simple plant is really adaptable.
Mm.
and also charismatic. Think about, for example, roses and creative. So these are mainly the characteristic of a yin wood person. Usually, yin wood person are really people that are really good with the project management. They are really good in teaching. And when I first look at your chart, I immediately remember my Chinese master in Thailand. He is now 87 and he has a lot of wood in his chart and is teaching to a lot of people all over the world. So usually the best expression of having a lot of wood in the chart is like an impossible manifestation. Of course, is going into teaching, going into naturopathy, going into project management. But this is just one expression. Then you have a lot of power. Power represents your discipline. So I can say that you are a woman, that you are really disciplined and you are really also assertive like a metal, like a sword. When you say something, is that it might be really difficult to invite you to change an idea, most probably. And so, yeah, you're a really strong, strong woman. Um, what can be, because these are the two major elements, what can be the possible disbalance that you need to pay attention energetically? When you have too much wood, the best energy of the wood is connected to generosity, while the less disharmonious aspect connected to wood is anger, frustration, resentment. So, of course, I cannot choose for you because we have free will, and also in Chinese astrology, we always say that the birth chart, the energy pattern is just more or less 40% of our life. Then we have a second level that it's our destiny. Then we have a last level that it's our free will. So according to our free will, we can experience the worst expression of the wood, like anger, frustration, and so on. If, for example, we didn't work on ourselves, and if we work on ourselves, we can express the best expression of wood, which is generosity. So it's always depending on us. So you need to be really careful when an astrologer is labeling you, because there are not really labels. Because the birth chart, you can see that you need to think about chart as something that it's dynamic, because every year the energy are changing and shifting, and we can talk in a while. Then I said the power, okay, the power that the metal is your 30%. Then your expression is zero. It might signify that, okay, when the expression is really low, you might be a person that is really reserved, doesn't talk too much. But for example, in a period where you receive a lot of fire from the stars, you might become really talkative. For example, this year we are in the double fire horse here, and
Mhm.
so it's like you receive like a magic powder of fire. So this year you will have more or less 25% of fire. So most probably this year you will be really sociable. You will like to interconnect with more people, and speaking will be mainly your one of your point for this year, because your expression is increasing, or also creating new project, and but mainly this year you will see an increase in communication in your life. And I believe that I don't know actually, when did you open your YouTube channel? And now I
This
Okay,
year.
okay, okay. So
Yes.
it makes sense. It makes sense because we have a double fire,
Yeah.
and so this double fire is helping you also to reach your wealth that is connected to the earth element. But we have a but, because nothing is blocked in stones. This is why in the last session of the Tune program, I always teach all the life of the person. So I have like a database from the moment that the person is born till the age that they are right now. And I help the person with Chinese astrology to really understand themselves, because in different parts of our lives, according to the energy, we activate a specific career, then in another part we activate another. Nothing is written in stones, but everything is dynamic. And if you really understand why you made several specific choice before, it's, for me, Chinese astrology is the best astrology that help you really understand better yourself, but also why you took a wrong decision 5 years ago, for example. There is always a why according to the energy. But let's say that this year you receive a lot of fire. So for you, the main goal will be all about the communication, and it's not. It's like synchronicity that you open a YouTube channel and a podcasting. But
Yes.
also, let's say that because you told me a bit about yourself, we see also that the resource that is connected to the element water is 5%. Usually, it's not so much with a kind of element. So what I can recommend you is like in Feng Shui, we usually recommend to stay or to live close to the rivers, close to lakes, or close to the sea to really increase your water element in your birth chart. Or one another key might be really to drink a lot of water, because, for example, in meta medicine, usually people that they tend not to drink too much are people that they want to have everything under control in their life. So the more you drink, the more you release, and the more you flow in life. And the water element is connected a lot with communication, with marketing, with social media. And you told me a bit about yourself that you were in the, if I'm not remember, you were in the marketing, right? In the marketing.
Yes. Yes.
And one of the reason, possible reason why your soul most probably choose marketing is because the water element is in the resource phase. And the resource phase, just to make it really simple for the people that are listening to us, represent your parents. So this kind of 5% usually indicate that you might have not received so much support from your parents. And so this is why usually the people that have not so much resource in their chart, there are people that they tend to do, for example, a lot of courses, a lot of trainings, because they want to gain a lot of knowledge that they didn't receive from their parents. And in your case, the more you do, work that are connected with water, in this case, marketing, social media, podcasting, connected also to the fire element, the more you are nurturing this water element. But also, the more you do that, the more you go to nurture yourself, because you represent the wood. So, this is how just I can talk for 2 hours, but this is just the beginning to help you understand basically why you choose specific things in your life, and how the energy usually is moving. Does it make sense for you?
Oh my God. It not just makes sense. It's absolutely, it's unbelievable. You are spot on. And I was just thinking, oh my God, I was just thinking, especially at the expression, the fire, you're right. It's funny. I seem to come across in general in my life as an extrovert, but I'm not. I'm such an introvert. I'm a classic
Yeah,
introvert.
but because maybe when you were extrovert, you had a lot of fire in your chart coming in, and
Maybe,
you were influenced by the fire. But
maybe.
your
Yeah.
tendency is mainly introvert, what I see.
Yes, I am an introvert. I'm a classic introvert. I teach myself to be extrovert because I have to, but I'm introvert and I love spending time with myself, doing things on my own. I'm such an introvert.
Yeah.
And especially I notice now in my 40s, it's me. I can't hide it. I love spending time with myself. I love writing. I love reading. I love going in the nature by myself. I love it. And that is so true. And with the one with the resources and the water, You are spot on. And by the way, I drink so much water. I always drank so much water, so I'm very healthy from that perspective. I drink lots of tea, lots of water. I rarely drink alcohol these days. I kind of gave up last year. I have a year and something of almost not drinking
Which
alcohol.
is good because
Yes,
if you drink alcohol, it will affect your wood element, which is connected to
exactly.
your liver. Yeah.
Exactly. So I avoid alcohol, not because I don't feel like it. I rarely drink it, only with people that I really enjoy spending time with. And you did mention about spending time going to closer to the water. And to be honest, this year, all my coming trips are next to water. I'm going to Sardinia for a long hike with some friends
Ah,
next to the water, right? I plan to go to Portugal, to Azores,
good.
next to the ocean, and to
Mm.
Cyprus, also water. It's unbelievable. It's just water this
Yeah,
year.
water is nurturing you, and we need a lot of water. We need really to be connected more in water because we are in the double fire year, and we have a lot of fire. So this is why we need also a lot of water to balance. Yeah.
That's so cool. So it does work, everything you say. And yes, I feel you're right about the metal. I am very stubborn.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
I know.
yes, it comes with a burden, and I'm aware of it. It can be very hard to take me out of a certain decision, but I have learned, and I'm working on myself. And if in the past I was very, very stubborn, and you could not take me out of what I decided, now um, I'm changing, and I'm so proud of myself. I'm still working on it. It's a journey, right?
The journey,
But
yes.
if I see that there is a wall, and I decide to just let go that thing, because my other better things come for me or are meant for me. So yeah, I changed that. So I'm stubborn, but not so stubborn anymore. I'm more open to embrace new things, new ideas, to get to know more people, new people. And about the wood, yeah, I mean, that's pretty clear. It's my expression now in my in my mid 40s. I'm expressing myself.
Exactly.
It
Exactly.
sounds amazing. Thank you so much for this.
I can go over and over for many hours, but I believe that it's wise to maybe if you have other question for me.
Uh, Actually, yes. So I learned a lot about myself. That is so cool. So
Maybe, sorry, maybe we can stop the sharing here so
yes,
that I can see you
yes.
better.
So yes, let's stop it. So if someone, I have a question, and it's not
Yeah,
about me because I learned already so much about me. Thank you so much.
tell me.
And if I want to learn a little bit more, I know where to find you. I come and pay. But if the audience, so if someone reaches out to you, this
Yeah.
is what they can go into this chart, and they can find out about themselves, and how long does it take? Do you offer a certain package?
Yeah,
Because I know in
usually it's
general
like
people run away from.
I'm
Mhm,
always adjusting the journey according to what a person needs to do. But
mhm,
what I see over and over is just like usually a person is doing 4 sessions with me. Uh,
mhm,
and as I said before, it's just the 4 session is understanding the basic energy pattern. The
mhm,
second is always understanding their unconscious in that specific moment
mhm,
where they might get stuck. And
mhm,
the third one is mainly learning more about the nervous system and other techniques connected to mindset coaching. And the last part is creating a business plan and a strategy together for, especially for women that are in transition,
mhm.
step into their power and start and begin their new life, basically.
That's so cool. That is so cool. And you are doing it in Italian and English and French.
Italian, English, and also in French. Yeah, yeah, also in French. Because I
That's
took all my certification in Chinese astrology in French. So yeah.
uh, so. If someone from the audience wants to start working with you, where can they find you besides
Um,
your website?
yeah, beside my website, they can immediately reach me, as they can see now in my video, through my email,
Mhm.
beyond your patterns at gmail.com. That is the best way. So you can just write me an email and then we can set up immediately immediately a consultation. Yeah.
Perfect. I will link in the description below all the details and how you guys can reach out to Cinzia. I think I might reach out to you as well for a few sessions to continue on my reading. It was really cool. Thank you so much for sharing this amazing story. I could talk to you forever.
Me too.
Before we end this amazing call, and I should invite you another time again.
Yeah,
Maybe next time.
sure.
Maybe
We
next
can
time
have
we try Riverside. I
yeah,
work on
okay.
my
Okay.
Riverside. I have one last question, closing questions for everyone. So, what does it mean for you to catch more green lights in life, and especially in your body, and because you go so much deeper than that?
So first of all, for me, the precondition also for the people that are listening to us is like knowing yourself. Because if you don't know yourself, it's difficult. You might always doubt. So knowing really yourself and basically how your intuition is working, because we have more or less eight people have more or less eight kind of intuition, different intuition. You really need to understand which is your intuition, how does it work, your specific intuition. And then another point is basically for me is like always pause, because pause is always the best gift that we can have. Pause and listen and see all the signs that the universe is giving us every day, because often the universe is giving us a lot of sign, but the majority of people are just running, and they don't pay attention. So catching green light basically is like pausing and see where is the next green light to catch. Simple, it's so simple, but the majority of people don't do that.
Don't do it. Yes, I know. That's amazing. You just described perfectly my way of catching green lights in life.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly. And but they will start. They will start catching more green lights in life with every episode, with every guest that I'm bringing. They will learn to catch more green lights in life. That is the idea.
Good. I love that. I love it.
Cinzia, this was amazing. You are coming. You are coming back. You have to come back because we can talk about so many things, and we can go a little bit next time. We can go a little bit deeper,
Yeah,
and
sure.
maybe actually for the audience, guys, I'm sure you are going to love Cinzia. If you have any questions, if you like any other episode that we do together, please drop a comment.
Oh
And
yeah, or if they want, they can just comment what they want to hear from us in another episode when we can discuss about that. I mean,
Exactly. And by the way, Cinzia, you have this amazing YouTube channel, which with my Romanian background, I do understand Italian and Spanish.
good.
But I left you a message the other day. Would you be able
Really?
would you be able to put subtitles in English for people
Yeah,
to
yeah,
look at
sure. Because
your
now I
channel?
have so much audience that there are subtitles, but my goal is like to continue my second YouTube channel in English,
Okay.
where I can put our recordings, so that I promise I can focus this year more also on the English channel, so people can follow me more also.
Uh, That's so cool. That's so cool because you have so many so many cool things to talk about. We will all want to listen to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much. This was amazing, amazing.
Bye bye.
So, guys, thank you for listening to us. Leave us a comment, subscribe and like, and follow Cinzia along. And we see you in the next one. Ciao.